Hello and welcome back, everybody, to another live stream. So it is Thursday, the 20th of June. So we are coming to the end of another week. It's amazing how quickly these weeks go by. But yeah, of course, in today's video, we are going to take a look at the Bitcoin technical analysis. Of course, anything else that you guys want to take a look at as well. So yeah, please don't be shy. Put anything you would like into the chat, and I will be more than happy to take a look at anything or to yeah, answer any questions that you guys have. But yeah, again, right, not in any trades at this moment in time. I did attempt to take a short trade this morning. So yeah, I was looking at this short trade this morning, and I did actually take the short trade from this morning. And yeah, it was just a really nice trade with a really nice simple invalidation, right? It was a really nice simple invalidation. I lost $175 on this trade. So yeah, really nice invalidation, tight stop loss on this trade. So yeah, initially, right, I was looking for this as like a range. Okay, we took out the high. We had lots of short liquidations happening. So for me, I felt that price could move down over the course of today. And yeah, we did see price pull back over the course of today. However, we did have one last leg up to the anchored VWAP up here before then getting that last move towards the downside, right? So yeah, I did take a little loss on that today, which is, yeah, a little bit frustrating, but it is fine, right? I understand that my risk management is good. As you can see, I entered into the short here, right? We started to pull back, which, you know, it was looking good, right? And then we got one last leg up, right? You know, squeezing out all of the short trades, okay? And then we had that pullback there. So yeah, kind of just missed out on that short trade there. But I also did just miss out on a short trade from last night as well, because I was looking at this setup here. I was looking to long this area and take it all the way up to, yeah, these highs where I actually shorted. So the plan that I kind of had, right, was to long this up to this kind of like range high where I would then short, okay? However, I did not enter into this long trade here because we did front run the level that I was interested in taking a long from ever so slightly, okay? So basically what I was looking at was, right, we have, you know, just a nice, simple horizontal trend line here, but we know, right, there's going to be some stops here, right? There's going to be some stop losses here. We take this out, we swing failure pattern this, right? We take out all of the, you know, all of the stops, okay? And yeah, what happens there? Well, this is where you expect, right, to have a lot of stop losses. And this is where institutions are looking for entering into their trades, right? Because they understand that there's going to be a lot of liquidity here, right? They're going to be filled on their positions, okay? So what happens is as those, you know, those long stop losses get triggered, i.e. those sells back into the market, what you tend to see is that the institutions, right, the big players, they absorb all of that. They absorb all of that selling back into the market, okay? And they push the price higher, right? And that's exactly what we saw here. However, for me, I was just waiting for a little bit more confirmation. I was waiting for a GP level, okay? And as you can see, we front run it by literally $20, right? So we front run the level, yeah, literally by $20. And then if we take a look at XO charts here as well, we take a look at the order flow. Scrap the move towards the upside. what were we doing? Okay, well, we had lots of absorption visible here as well. We had lots of short absorption, so there was, more aggressive shorting happening here than there was here. However, price remained in its bullish structure. So for me, I was just waiting for, literally like a few more dollars down, and I would have taken the long trade. Okay. And now you can see that we actually tapped it, okay, and we've had like a big move towards the upside. I haven't longed this. We don't have bullish CBD coming in anymore. So yeah, not too interested in a long trade here. We have lots of shorts coming in now. Okay, so this is a good move towards the upside. So this is a good move towards the downside, right? I'm not looking at any weakness in this move down, to be honest with you. This is a strong move down, and yeah, of course, we did reject off of the anchored VWAP that I have pulled, okay, and that is pulled from the range low, okay, the failed auction of the range low, which I actually took a long trade from, okay? So, yeah, as you can see, we respected that really, really nicely. This is where we took another long trade, right? We did actually take a long trade from here. That was a really nice long trade towards the upside off of that anchored VWAP, okay? So this anchored VWAP has been really, really nice support. As you can see, we came down, tested it again, got a little bounce right before losing it. Resistance, resistance, rejection, resistance. We are now getting rejected from it again, right? So it's not actually looking too good, all right? Where we are now isn't looking too good, right? It's showing lots of signs of weakness for me, okay? And what we tend to see, right, even if we do see a deviation of a VWAP like this, right, it tends to be a very quick deviation. Price doesn't spend a lot of time below it, okay, as you can see here, right? It doesn't spend a lot of time below it. This is what we call a deviation of a level right here. I say we used it as support, but we did actually break below it, okay? But then we got acceptance back above it, okay? What is this, right? Well, this is a deviation of a level, right? But now we're spending a lot of time under this anchored VWAP, which for me is actually, quite a strong sign of weakness. Okay, we do have local bearish market structure here, but then even if we zoom out as well, we have to remember, okay, we have this bearish Elliott wave count as well, right? This bearish Elliott wave count is still in play, right? And I've been talking about this for a while, okay, that we could, there's a high probability that we come down, right, and we finish that wave 5, right? We're in the wave 5 right now. So for me, I do still think there is a high chance that we come down below wave 3, completing wave 5 at around $56,430 approximately. Okay, where from there, right, I'm not incredibly bearish. Okay, I'm only bearish until this point where I can then like reevaluate the situation. Right, that's what I do. Okay, I reevaluate situations at my key level. Okay. So if we do come down here, I'm actually reevaluating and looking for a long trade because I understand that we're just going to have retail traders shorting, right? And then as we break towards the downside, we're just going to see this huge amount of shorts open up, right? And initially, that is bearish. Okay, but like I always say, with like a click of your fingers, it can change bullish. Okay, exactly like a nice rise towards the upside, okay, a bullish rise with longs, and then an extreme amount of longs on the breakout. That's what you want to see for a breakout, right? But again, right, if price starts to roll over, that's when it gets really, really bearish, and that's when we can see a big pullback, okay? That's exactly, the type of short trade that I took here, right? The short trade that I took from up here was off of, that exact basis, okay? Because I was seeing longs, right? Retail just longing. And then we got this break towards the upside, right? I can't remember the exact number, but it was like 79 million new long trades opened up at the high of this candle, right? 79 million new long trades opened up at the high of the candle. And what are these 75 million retail traders that are longing expecting? They're expecting all-time high, right? We're so close to all-time high, so they're expecting all-time high. So they're just longing this breakout of this level, okay? Silly money, just putting absurd amount of money on the line, longing. And what happened? Well, they got completely wrecked. And what did I do? Well, I took advantage of that because I saw that it was like 75 or 79 million new long trades opened up here, right? But price started to pull back, okay? Meaning that 75 million long trades were underwater. If 75 million long trades are underwater and price starts to decrease, at some point they're going to have to cover, meaning that they sell back into the market, adding fuel to the fire, pushing the price lower. Okay, so again, right, I'm not incredibly bearish on Bitcoin, right? I'm only bearish until this point here where I can reevaluate, right? If we see an absurd amount of short trades coming in and then price starts to show some sign of strength, right? This is when I'm going to be looking to long, okay? And then I'm expecting, right, okay, we're range trading here. We've completed wave 5, okay? So then we can actually expect an ABC correction, right? Wherever that may take us, right? This is not perfect, wherever that may take us, but I want to take advantage of this, right? So I'll be looking for a long trade all the way down here, okay? Off of that sign of strength after we get the absurd amount of short trades opening up, okay? And I'll be looking for that ABC correction. How big it may be, I don't know. Okay, it may actually take us up to all-time high. Okay, but that's what I'm looking for next if we do get this drop on Bitcoin, which as of right now is looking more probable than not, just because, yeah, we're just in this bearish market structure locally and on the broader scale as well, right? On the larger time frame. So for me, this is a perfect longing opportunity. Of course, right, if I don't see the sign of strength, then I'm not going to take the long. I'm just going to look for lower prices. I understand that. Okay, I understand when to take a trade, when not to take a trade. But yeah, you know, I do think that people are going to get incredibly bearish down here, right? And I capitalize on that because I understand that people get incredibly bearish. They over leverage themselves. They give into FOMO, okay? And then the majority of the time, what happens to them? Well, they get wrecked, right? So I want to take advantage of that. And it's the same for all-time high, right? Let's say that we do go to all-time high from here. What is going to happen up here, right? We just know that we're going to see an absurd amount of long trades opening up at all-time high. We know retail are going to come into the markets when all-time high hits and open up millions and millions worth of long trades, right? That's just what they do. Okay, it's just what they do. Exactly like I used that example from here, right? It was around 75 million new long trades came in. This was 75 million new long trades expecting all-time high. It didn't happen, okay? And we saw that big pullback. So here, right, we could have the same scenario actually where we front run it, okay? We could have that same scenario where we front run it. So I will be cautious of that. But this time, to be honest, I would expect all-time high. But then still, all right, if we were to get an absurd amount of long trades coming in at all-time high, okay, and then price starts to show some weakness, then I'm going to take advantage of that and actually short because I can expect a big pullback there because I understand how many people are going to be long, okay, on the way up, and then how many longs are going to open up at the all-time high, right? Of course, it's not set in stone that I will short that level, but I understand if I start to see the weakness, then I will take that trade. So those are like the two highest probability trade setups. For me right now, locally, right, I've attempted to take a short trade today, and you know the idea was right. Okay, the idea was right to short from here. We started to get a little pullback, but then we had one move back up, and then we got the pullback, right? So yeah, it's frustrating, right? But yeah, I understand that my risk management is good. I understand that yeah. You know, this loss will not affect me. Ideally, I would have liked to have been short from like up here. Was it that? Yeah, it was from up here. Ideally, I wanted to be short from up here, but I did actually miss that short trade. And then there hasn't been any short trades on this way down. You know, of course, there's good opportunities to short, yes, but yeah, for me, I just haven't seen the setup. I saw the setup here, so I took it. And yeah, it was really nice invalidation on that trade. So yeah, I only lost about $175 on that. But yeah, we had one last squeeze back up and then we've got the pullback. But for me, right, we're still forming, okay, lower lows, lower highs, right? Lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, and now possibly coming down for another lower low. So for me, right, locally, this is still very bearish. And then of course, we zoom out as well, and I still think that there's a high chance that we dip below $56,500. I do think there's still a high chance of that. I can just see there's a comment that's come in. So, Philip, good to see. I don't believe I've seen you here before, so it's good to see new faces. Perpetual sideways bullish. Markets toying with us as usual. Yes, yeah, that's what the markets do, right? They toy with you quite a lot, and especially if you're thinking like a retail trader as well, they 100% will toy with you, 100%. Okay, because going back to this example here, right? What happened? 75 million new long trades came in. So 75 million retail trades came in here. Okay. And they were expecting all-time high. And to be honest, like they're not wrong to expect all-time high up here. Like for me, I was expecting all-time high up here as well. I was saying I think all-time high is going to be tapped. But then I started to see the weakness, right? And then on that weakness, that's when I thought, okay, no, we're going to pull back from here. So I entered into the short, which, as you can see, was the right decision. So, yeah, the markets do toy with you a lot of the time. Okay. But if you're using something like ExoCharts, right, if you're using order flow, footprint software, okay, you can understand where the markets are trying to toy with you. Okay, you can start to understand that, right? You have to think of how markets work. Okay, markets do not work because of price broke out of a triangle pattern or price broke out of a head and shoulders pattern. Okay, that's just a very like in denial way of thinking about the markets, because that's just not how the markets work. If you think that's how markets work, it's not, right? The markets work because of these numbers right here, right? These numbers right here, okay, are what move markets, right? And yeah, what happens here, right? Let's find it. Maybe there's a good example here. No short liquidations. Is there any good examples here? Okay, this is kind of an okay example, right? So we can see here. So we can see here, right? 11 million new long trades opened up in this candle. It's not the best example, but it's a good example, right? 11 million new long trades, right? Because open interest is increasing there, right? 11 million new long trades. Actually, no, it's not a great example, to be honest with you. I want to see shorts, really. No, I think the best example to show is, we can't even look at it, can we? ExoCharts limits how far you can. All right, this was a better example. Yeah, this is the example I used yesterday, actually. So yeah, the long trade that I took, this was the long trade that I took from down here. Okay, price is pulling back again. But yeah, this is the long trade that I took from here. I took a long trade off of a failed auction of the range low from down here. And the reason why I took that, okay, is because I understood that here we had almost, oh no, we had 100 million, okay, just over 100 million new short trades opening up here, right? We had 100 million new short trades opening up here. However, right, initially, right, this is bearish, okay, this is bearish, okay, but then we saw price pull back, okay, then we saw 69 million long trades covering, okay, meaning that they were getting out of the market, okay, which is also we can see here as well, that's absorption, right? Because price actually started to rise off of that. So we know that there's a big institutional buyer or big traders or a big trader here, okay, sat with a big buy limit order. The reason why they have a big buy limit order here is because there's liquidity here, and that's evident by this 69 million negative delta, and then this big decrease in open interest. So we know that longs are exiting their positions. Okay, so they're selling back into the market, and or their stop losses are getting hit, right, which selling into the market, or their liquidations are being hit. Okay, they're getting liquidated, so that's selling back into the market as well, right? And initially that starts to bring price back up, okay, telling us that there's a big player here absorbing all of that. And then as price rises here, okay, we understand that over 100 million short trades are now underwater here, okay. As this, on this green candle here, right, we have 100 million new short trades underwater, right? If they are underwater, we understand, right, these are retail traders because they've shorted, right? They've shorted the breakdown, haven't they? Okay, they've shorted the breakdown here. Let's just show you. What am I doing? I need this one here. There we go. Right, they've shorted this breakdown. Okay, they're shorting this breakdown here. So we have 100 million shorts coming in. Price starts to move up. What happens to those 100 million short trades that have opened up here? Okay, well, if they're underwater, they're emotional, right? We know as you know how retail traders think. We know that they will most likely exit their trade, okay, or they'll get stopped out of their trade, or they get liquidated from their trade, okay, meaning that they have to buy back into the market because they've shorted. When you exit a short trade, you have to buy back into the market, right? And what does that do? Okay, well, that adds fuel to the fire and pushes the price higher. So we had absorption down here. We had 100 million short trades here. The absorption pushed price higher, okay, up to all of the short trades. The short trades then got emotional and had to cover, okay, pushing that price higher. Right, so that's why I entered into the long trade there, okay? And, you know, this is just like a really good example of this is how markets work, right? They don't work because price broke out of a triangle or broke out of a head and shoulders pattern or whatever pattern there are these days, right? Cup and handles, all sorts, right? The markets don't work like that. Okay, they work because of what is actually going on with the delta. What is going on with the cumulative volume delta? What is going on with the open interest? Okay, what's going on with the bid, the ask? Okay, what's going on with the imbalances? Okay, all of this stuff, right, merged together. Okay, is what you can use to read markets. Okay, of course, I use trend lines, right? That's kind of like the bread and butter, right? Trend lines are all I use. Okay, I hear a lot of people out there who are just trend line traders, right? No, okay, it's not realistic. Okay, I use trend lines, yes. Do I just use trend lines? No, right? I use them to find my key levels. Okay, you can literally, I'll pull up every single level I have on a chart right now. Okay, just bringing up my MPOCs. All of these levels are horizontal. I will never pull a diagonal level. I will, okay, like I did back here, right? I did pull a triangle pattern here, right? Did I trade the triangle pattern? No, right? I counter traded the triangle pattern because I understand that retail traders are looking at this triangle pattern. Okay, sometimes it plays out for them. Look at this triangle pattern here. I was looking for a long trade here. I never ended up taking the long trade because I didn't get the setup that I wanted to see. I wanted to see acceptance back into the triangle for a big long trade. Okay, but this is one where retail traders are actually winning. Okay, but you don't really see it a lot. Okay, you don't see retail traders winning a lot whatsoever. Okay, because they're using things that they think move the market, but they actually don't move the market. Okay, so yeah, all of my levels are horizontal, but they're just to like mark key levels, because of course you need to have levels on the chart. You need to understand that yes, right, there are horizontal levels on a chart that are going to be respected. Yes, there may be a slight deviation of the level, okay, but initially it's still respected off of a reclaim of the level, right? A reclaim of the level. That's what happened down here. We reclaimed the range low. Very bullish, okay, because I understand that lots of shorts are now underwater. I also understand that there is absorption happening here because we are seeing lots of stop losses being triggered. However, price is actually rising towards the upside, right? So we know that all of these long trades that are selling into the market is being bought up by a big player, okay? And this is what moves markets, right? So yeah, this is kind of what I try and teach over on this channel, right? That you need to be looking at the market data. What is actually going on? The bids, the asks, the footprint statistics, the delta, the volume, the CVD, the cumulative volume delta, the open interest. All of these things combined, right, can give you that huge edge in the market, right? It's never going to give you a 100% win rate because you're never going to have a 100% win rate, okay? But it will give you that huge edge in the market because you can read what markets are actually doing. Philip, another comment. Thank you for the video assessments. We hold strong, mate. Yeah. I mean, I myself, I'm more of a trader, so I don't really care where price is going to go. But I will admit, I do have a bag of Bitcoin, right? I do have a HODL portfolio on Bitcoin. So of course, I want to see Bitcoin go to all-time high for that HODL portfolio. But if it doesn't, I'm not really too cared. I don't really care too much because I just consider myself a trader. But yeah, of course, in the long run, I know where Bitcoin's going to go in the long run. So I'm not too worried about that short term, what's going on in the short term. Okay. I'm just focusing on the trades in the short term. Okay. And then in the long term, that's when I'm thinking about, price increasing significantly. And that's why I'm tucking, with my trades, right? Once I get to a certain amount of capital in my trading portfolio, what I will tend to do is I will tend to take some out and put that into my HODL portfolio because I do actually mainly trade off of USDT, so I don't actually trade off of Bitcoin. I do sometimes, but yeah, mainly I mainly hold USDT in my exchanges. But yeah, of course, it's really good to see new faces. If you haven't already, please make sure you smash that thumbs up button and subscribe, of course, as well if you are new. And turn that bell notification on so that you never miss another upload, because sometimes I am live trading. If there's a setup, I will take it, right? Remember, not last week. Was it the week before or the week before that? I can't really remember. But yeah, we took quite a few live trades that week. We had this long trade here, which, as you can see, okay, was a profitable trade. We got the rise up to range high. Okay, there was a short trade from here, but I was asleep at that time, so yeah, I missed that short. But then I took a long trade again on live stream, and what happened to that? Well, we came up to range high. Okay, again, and then I actually shorted range high here, and as you can see, we came back down. That one wasn't live. But then this trade was live here. I took that trade live, and yeah, that was a profitable trade as well. So that was a really nice trade. So yeah, I mean, I am doing live trading sometimes. Of course, the market has to we have to have the right conditions in the market for me to, actually go and live trade, right? Because I'm not just entering into trades for no reason whatsoever, right? I'm entering into trades off of statistics, right? Statistics that I've built up over the course of 2 years. Okay, using these strategies, I've built up statistics. I know what my win rate is. Okay, I know what my probabilities are. Okay, and I have to remain patient, right? I can't just enter into a trade because of FOMO. I have to wait for the setup. I have to wait for everything to present itself to us. And only then I can enter into a trade, right? But yeah, in the midterm, I do think we could come lower. I do think that we could come down to $56,300 below that level. It's kind of what I'm looking for next, really, because of this Elliott wave, right? Elliott wave is just so powerful, right? We know how many times that we respect this Elliott wave, right? We respect it just incredible amounts of times. And yeah, I just wouldn't be surprised if we were to see that. I'm not seeing any major signs of strength at this moment in time. So yeah, for me, it's just kind of like lower. Lower is kind of expected, to be honest with you. But yeah, I mean, we could see we could start to see signs of strength. And if I do start to see signs of strength, then that's when I can change my bias a little bit, right? But at this moment in time, I just don't see any major sign of strength in the market. So I just feel that we could come lower. And yeah, again, it doesn't mean that I think we're going to come down to like 46,000 or like 50,000. Yes, that's a possibility, but I'm just targeting this level here. From there, okay, I'm looking to load up on a big long trade to take that up to all-time high if I see what I want to see down here. If I don't see the long trade from there, then I look for lower. That's when I look for lower prices. But yeah, just remaining patient. I'm waiting for that next best trade setup. For me, it's looking kind of weak here. My next best trade setup, to be honest with you, is actually a long from here. That is the highest probability long trade setup that I see. Okay, so yeah, I'm kind of waiting patiently for that. Does it mean I won't take any trades internally? No, of course not. Right, I will take trades internally if I see the trades internally. Okay, I have actually been trading all of this price action towards the upside internally. Right, I have been taking loads and loads and loads of trades internally as well. So yeah, which one was the previous long trade? I don't think the long trade was taken on this account. No, I think it was on. Let's have a look. It might have been on another account, to be honest with you. What was the date of this? 2nd of May. Of course, if you want access to this Visionary Discord, it is the first link in the description. It will take you over to this page here. You can gain access to the Visionary Discord, the Visionary courses, where you get access to the ExoChart courses as well. And then, of course, the ExoChart templates that I have as well. If you just want the free Discord, that is the second link in the description, and that'll take you over to the free Discord. Let's find this. Let's find this. I think, yeah, so no, that was the short. I've gone all the way to April. There we go, right here. So what was this? Open interest is decreasing, so the pullback this morning isn't the best. Like I said, this was weak. Now look what is happening. Order flow is king. Yeah, again, this is just like a perfect example of how you can. What is happening? Open interest is decreasing, so the pullback this morning isn't the best. Right, we're seeing the pullback. Open interest is decreasing. Okay, so this is short trades, long trades that are exiting their positions, right? What then happens? Okay, well, we see those being absorbed by a big player and price rises towards the upside. Okay, that was a previous short trade that I took off of the POC, and then that was straight into a long trade. Here, I've taken the long trade. There you go. There was the long setup from the range low. TP1 locked in there. Nice $2,000 profit on that. Stop loss at entry, risk-free trade, right? Yeah, so that must have been taken on another account because I can't actually see it here. Wait, what was the entry on it? 59,338. Average entry price. I did think it was this account, but it's not. I've got so many accounts, so I just get muddled up a lot of the time. But yeah, that was a long trade. Just an amazing trade that one was. Yeah, that was on a, yeah, I had it on a different account as well. Yeah, but it's just an amazing trade from that range low. That was a really high probability trade setup because we had loads of trap shorts there. We also had a big player absorbing all of the longs that had entered into long trades like here and just anywhere here, right? we just can see long trades getting liquidated. We can see long trades getting stopped out or closing, right? And who is absorbing all of this? Well, the big players, the smart money, the people that know what they're doing, right? The big institutions that have been around for a very long time, okay, are absorbing all of that, pushing that, and then pushing that price higher, right? So yeah, this is where, if you want to understand what big players are doing, what these institutions are doing, what the big traders are doing, this is where you need to understand how to read order flow. If you understand how to read order flow, okay, then where the big players are, what the big players are doing, and yeah, of course, you get those high probability trade setups, okay. And it will just increase your win rate massively once you understand how markets actually work, right? Of course, you're going to take losses here and there. I take losses here and there. Okay, this is my full-time job. I understand that I take losses here and there. It's a part of the game. Okay, but I just understand, like, over a longer period of time, okay, my wins just outweigh the losses. Okay, the wins just outweigh the losses massively. And yeah, like, my biggest loss recently has been $760, right? But my biggest win recently has been $5,600. You kind of get the gist of it there. You got 4,600 there, $4,000 there, $1,000 there, $1,000 there, $1,000 there. You need to have that proper risk management, and the risk, looking at the risk to reward ratios when you're entering into trades, and just managing your risk properly as well. Like this morning when I took that trade, the reason I really liked it, okay, was because the risk management on it was just amazing. Okay, normally when I enter into trades, right, I'll risk about $500. Okay, and that's kind of the maximum amount that I'm willing to lose in a trade. But if I get presented a trade that means I'm risking $175, I will take that trade any single day of the week. Okay, because I'm just risking such a small amount of money. I understand that to a lot of people that's not a small amount of money. Yeah, I understand that, but for me, right, and where I've got myself to, that isn't a big deal for me. Okay, when I start to lose anything, if I lose $1,000 in a trade, right, that's when I get emotional. Okay, so I understand, right, I can't risk $1,000 in a trade. Okay, I can't risk $1,000 in a trade because I know that for me is too much to risk. Okay, if I was risking $1,000 every single trade that I took, okay, I would be very uncomfortable in each trade, right? And this was kind of like this loss that I took here. This was kind of like on the verge of being uncomfortable. It was fine. I didn't really mind because I understood that I had such a good streak before that. This $63 loss was actually a mistake. I didn't actually mean to enter into that trade, but I understood that prior to this loss that I took here, I had such a nice streak of wins. Okay, such a nice streak of wins. So for me, right, it wasn't a big deal. Okay, but yeah, I understand if I was to lose like $1,000 on a trade, that's when I'm a bit worried to be in the trade. So yeah, I tend to only risk like $500 when I'm entering into a trade. When I first started, I was risking a lot less. Well, I mean, when I first actually started trading, I was risking a lot more, but I didn't know what I was doing. But when I actually started trading properly and profitably, I was risking a much smaller amount. Okay, I was risking like $200, okay, or $100, and to me, that was the maximum amount that I was willing to risk. Okay, but as time goes on, right, as I build up that portfolio, okay, then I'm a little bit more confident. Okay, and I'm willing to risk a little bit more. Okay, and of course, I've built that account size up as well. So yeah, $500 is now just a very small part of my account. Okay, but like 2 years ago, $100 was like a very small part of my account. But now, I see $100 like a minuscule part of my account. So it's like over time, once you understand how markets work, once you get to that stage of consistently making profits, then your account will just naturally grow with kind of without you realizing as well. It will just kind of grow. Of course, a lot of the time I do like to check up on it, but I do try not to constantly look at yeah at my like all position history. I understand where I am. Okay, I understand that the majority of the trades that I take are going to be successful. Not all of them, but the majority of them are. And then you don't. Yeah, over time, like I said, naturally it will just grow, and yeah, you're not really too bothered about it. Okay, you're not really too bothered about it. Of course, it's great, right? Because you're financially free. You can do whatever you want, wherever you want. Okay, you can do this from wherever. It's great. I remember last summer, and the summer before that as well. Okay, I was on holiday and I was trading. It's really nice. It's really just amazing to be able to actually do it wherever you want to do it. This is why I love this so much. It just gives you that freedom. But yeah, again, there's nothing really much to like update with because yeah, I'm just kind of I understand I'm kind of going over the same stuff because yeah, price hasn't really moved much whatsoever. But yeah, I'm still kind of just looking for this range low here, to finish that wave five, and then I can look for that big long trade from down there. Um, that's kind of what I'm looking for. Of course, if you've got any questions, please put them in the chat. I'll be more than happy to answer any. How many likes have we got on this? We've got 2 likes. If you could all just smash that thumbs up button, I would really appreciate it. Really helps me out, helps the channel out. And yeah, I can continue to bring this content for you as well. Is anybody watching the Euros? I am going to go down the pub and watch the Euros this afternoon. Yeah, I actually need to leave soon as well, so I may cut this live stream a little bit short. England are playing Denmark, so that's what I'm going to go watch at the pub. The lineups just come out. Harry Kane, Foden, Bellingham, Saka, Rice, Alexander-Arnold, who's actually playing as like a CDM. Trippier, Gahey, Stones, Walker, Pickford. And I'm a United fan as well, so we're playing Denmark, who's got Højlund, Eriksen, yeah, who both, and Schmeichel, whose dad used to play for United. But yeah, anyway, I think I'll leave it there. I need to get on and get ready and get out of the house. But yeah, I'll leave it there if there are no questions. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed. If you are new, subscribe, turn that bell notification on, and smash that thumbs up button as well. But yeah, I will see you tomorrow for the next live stream. If you are a Visionary member, then of course I will see you in the Visionary Discord. Of course, if you want access to this where I give all of my trades away, then click the first link in the description and the second link for the free Discord as well. But for the paid Discord, it's the first link. So yeah, thank you once again, everybody, for watching. I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow for the next live stream. So yeah, have a lovely rest of your